light.
It started in a house that never learned to breathe, where the windows stayed shut and the ghosts wouldn't live. The air was thick with the weight of unsaid things, like secrets buried deep inside all piano strings. The floors creaked softly like they mourned every step, each one a reminder of promises never kept. The lights flickered slow like they feared what they'd find when they peeled back the dark from the edges of my mind. I was young, but the silence knew my name. It curled up at my feet and whispered blame. Not loud, not sharp, but still it could. Carved its initials into every closed up cut. I learned early how to make myself small, how to sink at the shadows and stare at the wall. The noise was gone, but the quiet screamed, and somewhere in the middle I forgot how to dream. The silence became a room I couldn't escape, a padded cell made of thought and shape. It followed me through hallways and under my sheets, crawled into my chest and slowed down my heartbeat. I'd sit on the floor tracing lines on my wrist, not to hurt but to prove I exist. The mirror didn't answer when I stared too long, just a stranger with eyes that didn't belong. The days were echoes, the nights were worse. I memorized pen like a language rehearsed. Time lost meaning, every tick felt the same. I counted the silence instead of my name. I kept a journal with pages worn thin, like a prayer I recited again and again. Wrote of worlds where I wasn't just fine, where the silence had mercy and I had a spine. I'd wake to the ceiling cracked and bare, like a split from the pressure or too much air. There was a hole in the sky only I could see, a place where broken things went to be free. I stopped wishing on stars, they never replied, just hung there like lyres scattered across the sky. And the sun when it rose felt more like a dare, like let's see if you'll make it through this one if you care. I built myself out of silence and shame, wore it like armour, gave it my name. There were days I'd vanish inside my head, flow past memories that felt half dead. But even in nothing I searched for a spark, a flicker, a match, a voice in the dark. Not a scream, just a whisper that life could bend. The silence doesn't always mean the end. I started to write, not to speak but survive. Traced out the parts of me still alive. Each word was a stair I built in my chest, each line a breath pulled straight from my stress. And I don't claim healing, I don't claim light, just a fragile piece I hold every night. Silence still knocks, still finds my door, but I don't lie on the floor like I did before. Now I walk slower, but my steps are real, even when silence is all I feel. And if it waits in corners, let it be, cause I've made room for it inside of me. Some days I still hear it, that hum in my chest, like silence reminding me I'm just a guest. It doesn't scream now, but it doesn't want to live. Just circles the edges of the life I live. I've made peace with the shadows that sit on my bed. They no longer haunt me, they nod instead, like old scars that ache when the weather shifts, or a song that drifts back in broken riffs. I still carry the weight, but I've learned how to move, not to outrun silence, but to find my groove.